Okay, I'm not entirely sure this is live yet. We shall see. Looks like it's gone live anyway. As soon as I've pressed it in OBS, it seems to have gone live. Cool. Hey Daniel. I'll edit this later on anyway. If you want to see anything private. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to try and work on today, make sure it's muted on my other screen, is I wanted to add some new testing things onto Drupal.org. So something I've been doing quite a lot of recently is writing some tests for Drupal 8 projects. Something I'm doing quite a lot is creating users and then logging in with those users in order to do something. So I think there's a chance to make something a little bit simpler here by writing a new method. So just for an example, move some things up my desk here. So this is the test-driven Drupal code base that I've been working on a little bit recently. So just one project that I've got open right now. So if I go and make a new test method, and then let's call this create and login user. So for an example, what I'm doing quite often is creating a user using a method called drupalCreateAndLoginUser. You pass through an array of permissions that we'll see. Then I'm going to log in the user. Drupal login. And let's make sure we save that to a variable. Then we can do something like go to a particular page. So something like just going to /admin. And then making some sort of assertion, like checking that response code is a certain code. So let's say it's going to make a 200 code. So login creates a user account with some permissions or no permissions, logging in with that account, going to a page, and then checking we've got a particular code back. So if we just run this test quickly. Because I'm doing this with Symfony Server, I need to prefix everything with Symfony PHP. So my PHP file is inside, it's one level up from web directory, so we'll just go up one level, and then this is inside the call for papers module. I pass through the name of the test, which was create and login user. That's probably going to fail. Well, that should fail because we've not given any permissions yet. Let's just go through this step by step first of all. Let's just see. Yeah, so the actual response code is 403 because anonymous users can't access the admin page, as we'd expect. But we're expecting a 200 response. 200 code. So let's just make this pass by giving the user a permission, which is access administration pages. Let's just see whether this now should pass, hopefully. This is the first time me streaming on this machine or on Ubuntu, so hopefully all is coming through okay. So that now is passing, so that's what I'd expect to happen. Because the user has got this permission, we've logged in with that user, and then we're making our assertions. So what I'd like to be able to do is just copy this line and do something like create and login user, and just do it all in one step. So I think that would be useful, because I'm doing this quite a lot in this project, and then most projects, to be fair. In which case we don't need that variable either. So what I'd like to do is just test drive out built adding this extra test method and roll a patch and contribute it onto drupal.org and see if maybe at some point we'll get contributed into core. So yeah, I'd expect this to fail just because obviously this method doesn't exist yet. So this will fail. I'm going to do this step by step. I've got a pretty good idea about how it needs to be implemented, but let's just see. So this is using a custom base class called call for papers test base, but this is just extending the normal browser test base class that Drupal 8 gives us. And so let's see. drupalCreateUser is inside. There's a user creation trait, I believe that's where it is. Try and find out where it is. Just click through to make sure I'm in the right class. That would help. Yeah, there we go. So there's drupalCreateUser. So we're going to want to add another one of these into the user creation trait. It seems I've still got some tests running in the background as well. So let me just stop those. That's going to add to the time it's going to take to run these tests. So let's just do this one, make sure you're running these things once. I do quite like running them in PHP Storm if I can get it to work, but it wasn't working for me earlier. So what we're going to need to do is have a new method on the trait, which is going to be create and login user. I'm going to alias that to Drupal create and login user. So that should get a little step further maybe. So this now, our alias doesn't exist, which well, we're aliasing a method that doesn't exist, which is what we'd expect. So let me just copy this through and go from here. So this is the user creation trait inside of core. So this is where we're going to want to add this. Well, I think for the most part we can sort of delegate to the existing one, the existing method. So this is a protected, so let's make this protected as well. Do I have... We might as well just copy this whole method signature. If PHP Storm will play nicely. How's your week been, Daniel? How have you been getting on? This week for me has gone really quickly. It's rolled around quite quickly to do this. Let's create our new method. Okay, let's do this in a little test-driven sort of way. Let's just make sure we're running these tests quite often and seeing what happens. Okay, we get back to our 403, that's fine. So I wonder whether we could even just do this. If we can just use existing create user and just pass through everything. Sure, there's a better way of doing this, but hey. So that should create our our user account. Let's just double check that. Let's just bar tab it out and let's just see what happens here. So hopefully we should see a user account now. this is our user account we've already created, so that's nice. So I wonder, can we then just do this? Because we're already inside this trait, so can we do access to login here or not? Let's see which methods we've got on here. Create and login user, check role. Okay, I wonder where that other login thing is there, that method is in this case. It seemed to be on the same trait, but maybe not. Let's just pick. Make sure I've got my keyboard shortcuts right. We don't want to replace in the path. We want to view all of the methods. Yeah, I think I've got my keyboard shortcuts set up differently on different machines. That's frustrating. Let's see, create user. I think as well, the Vim bindings here are playing up. I've overridden some things I want to do, so I'll turn that off for now. Create admin role, create role, check permissions. Let's go back to my test. Let's find where this was. Let's figure out where we can pull this in. UI helper trait. Drupal login. Drupal logout, okay. This might make things trickier, so we're going to end up having to. I don't think we can even use a trait inside another trait. Let's just collapse everything here. Make things look easy to see what's going on. Set up current user, create login. I don't even know if we can even use another trait in here. We'll find out. So do you have access to Drupal login? Yep. Okay. Let's see how that works. Find variable account proposal information test 14. That's something inside my test, right? Ah, that's that line. We don't need that line anymore. I must have left that uncommented whilst I was checking something. Cool, so that passage, that was quite easy to get that set up actually. Cool. So let's have a look. What I should need now is a version of core to do this with, which I don't think I have locally. this is inside a certain project, so this is not a Git repository of call. Okay, so let me get inside a call directory. I can copy across the changes. Actually, I wonder whether do we need to contribute this to 8.9. I can never remember how the branching structure works. Pretty sure it's 8.9. It's the latest development branch, I think. Version control. And 8.8, 8.9. I can always change it if we need to later on. Got a little bit of a creaky desk. I apologise for anybody can hear my creaky desk. So git clone 8.9 into Drupal 8.9. Yeah, it's the first one I've tried streaming for a little while. But meaning to do it for a while, but I haven't managed to find the time. I'd like to do more of it. Got some sort of things in here, tweeted out a little list of things I thought I could do. I've got a little list of things I feel like I could be doing, like working on some Drupal modules or Tailwind plugins or some project I'm working on, like my website or PHP South Wales website, and some more of these sort of examples and for the test-driven development, test-driven Drupal book. So I feel like I've got enough stuff I could be doing fairly regularly. This time next week is the CMS Philly conference, so I'll be able to do it this time next week, but maybe I'll do one earlier in the week where I do some updating of slides in preparation for that conference. Doing one talk on one of my Tailwind CSS talks, Tailwind CSS talk, and then also doing a Ansible deployments talk as well. It's really pretty interesting. Just while waiting for core to finish cloning. In fact, it might be quicker just to use the one I've already got and check out the new branch. Yeah, so I could do my Ansible talk and Tailwind CSS talk this time next week, which will be interesting. So whilst that's cloning, let's see whether it'll be quicker to take the one I've already got and do a git fetch. It's maybe quicker, or maybe not. We shall see. Yeah, definitely seems to be being quicker. Let's kill that one and let's just work on the existing one. I really should have done this beforehand. Sorry. Does anybody hang out in the chat? I know Daniel was in there earlier on, but git checkout, not CD. CD won't work. Okay, so this is, if anybody wondering, I'm pretty sure I just did just G something. So this is just a little bash function I think I got from the thoughtbot.files or from the thoughtbot video that just runs git status if you don't pass any arguments. Otherwise it delegates to Git anyway. So if I just type G, I just get Git status, and something like a Git pull, G pull, will run a Git pull. So I use that quite a lot. I'm creating my muscle memory right now. David says it's quite a thrill when the tests pass. It's a good way of getting people hooked on writing more. Yeah, definitely. I think it's also good to point out that it's good to see them failing as well. Just so you know that they're testing the right thing, which is why I didn't want to just jump to writing it to begin with and then just assuming everything passed. I did a testing workshop at Drupal Camp London recently. That was interesting. Yeah, GPI Git pull. Yeah, that was quite interesting to people be like, oh, why don't you just it passes? But I was like, yeah, but the value is being able to see it fail as well, which I thought is quite interesting. Just so you know you tested the right thing. Okay, what I have to do now is I think it's starting to make a new branch. Again, I'll stop using aliases. I'll try. Git checkout -b add. Who needs test? Everything just works right. Yeah, in theory. Not always my experience. Yeah, I remember starting out to write tests for things when I was doing some work for my day job during the day, a few jobs ago, and was writing code out during the day and then writing some tests sort of in the evening, and then managed to find a bug that I wouldn't have found otherwise. And after that, I've been pretty much hooked on testing and test-driven development for my own things. Yeah, maintaining some of the modules that I maintain, like over-inode options. I think that's used on about 30,000 sites right now. So yeah, I want to make sure that I don't break lots of websites. So when I'm making changes, some of those patches have been quite big as well. Drupal login method. So let's make sure we're on a clean branch. Doing some work on block ARIA landmark roles module apparently. You learn from mistakes. Some of us have learned a lot. Yeah, exactly, Damien. Good to see you, Damien, as well. I've got a few media current contrib half-hour videos on my watch later list I need to catch up on. So what I think I'm going to do is just copy. How best is let's literally just make the same change again in this code base, I think. How best do this? Let's make a new project. Yeah, I should have just done it this way to begin with. Where is open source? In 8x8. Finish. Let's start by making. I wish I could find a way of moving this to the right automatically on a new project. That would be nice. So I already have some tests. Let's just do it inside the ARIA roles module for now, given we've already got a test there. Although that's going to do all this other stuff, which is going to slow things down. So again, keyboard shortcuts not quite what I was expecting them to be. Let's just make a little custom module called custom. It's not it's to core at this point. It's to Git at this point. Just make a really quick module. I've also been doing Drupal 7 work all day, so flipping back into 8 is interesting. Test source. I've also been doing some little PHP Storm tips and tricks on Twitter recently, just little screenshots of things that I've been finding. Just make a little example test. Where's my backslash on this keyboard? There it is. Drupal tests custom. Just clean up some of this. I don't want to cancel. To extend our indexing. That's why we can't find anything. Browser. I'll keep typing, I'll wait for it to catch up. That's fine. Public function test. I tend to move between this type of thing and something like it tests something. I think for doing things in core, I'll tend to use the camel case way, but for me, I quite like using this approach and something like so we can use a test annotation in here as well, like at test. Fine. Yeah, so that works as well. I tend to move between the two, but technically that's not coding standards compliant, so let's just stick with that for now. I'm just reminding myself that there's a autocomplete thing in here as well, although it won't find it because it's indexing, so it won't find it right now anyway, so that's fine. Let's just put the thing in that we just did. And it's struggling whilst it's indexing things and trying to type at the same time. Make sure, I think it's closed the other PHP Storm. Yeah, that's fine. Don't need two versions of PHP Storm running at the same time. Create and login user. I'm just going to remake this test just to make sure that I've not messed this up at the same time. To use my mouse because I've just turned the bindings off. Drupal get doesn't like something. What's going on? Import this class. Yep, of course we do. There we go. Auto completion. Some auto completion. Response contains. Where's status code? No status code option. Where's session. Why is there no status code option? Where is it gone? Using the right class. That is so strange. We don't need that. That's see. I was hoping just to run the same test here and just check that it works, but for some reason it's not doing it. Okay, fine. Let's If it doesn't work, then we'll know that because the test bot will tell us anyway. Let's see, so I do need to get those changes from the other code base. Let's do this in Sublime quickly, and I'll just copy and paste things across. User creation trait. I wonder if there's something different between these. Pretty sure this code is on, maybe it's not, maybe it's on 8.8, maybe that's the problem. The difference is between 8.8 and 8.9, possibly, which seems to be the case here. Or I've just opened up the wrong file. Yeah, this is the one that we want. Or is it? It's creating. Yeah, it's right there, create and login user. So we just copy that into use creation trait. And we had it right here. So we're going to need to dot block it. And we should just copy. Let's see, what have we got? It's the same, fundamentally the same as this, right? So we can just copy that to start off with. And then create and login a user. Let's see, so yeah, these are all the same, permissions, name, admin, I'm sure there's probably a way to do it with something like like args or something. Maybe we can do spread operators or something. Probably. But for now, let's just keep it like that. And the other change we made was that extra trait that pulled in, right? Use the helper trait. Sorry, UI helper trait, of course. Cool. So I think that's everything we did. Scroll down the right half of my terminal. Do a quick diff. Let's just make sure we've got the right changes and nothing looks odd. Drupal test UI helper trait. That's fine. Create and log in a user with a set of permissions. That's fine. That's what we just said. So I think that all looks good. I'm just wondering if we need to return anything from that. What do the existing methods do? Returns the user all false. Right, okay, so we need to do that to make sure we're being consistent. So we can just return that. And this is just a void, I think. there's no return type here. There's nothing to do there, so I think that looks good. Let's check the diff again. Yeah, there's our return in the doc block as well. Create our account, then we do our Drupal login. Then we return back the account that we've made. So that's all looking pretty good to me. So let's check that any of these things have been deprecated. We're not using old things. Doesn't seem like we are. Drupal login is still fine. And create user is fine. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's check our diff one more time. Create and log in a user, which we've done. I wonder whether it's found our code. No, that's really strange. How that's not found there. No problem. No problem at all. So the way I normally do patches, any sort of patches for contrib or into core, is to make a new branch, what I've already done. And in this case, there's only one commit anyway, so that's fine. But let's still make a commit, because I may need to come back to this and make some changes later on, possibly. So I tend to use -p for doing patch-based adding. I've already reviewed it a few times, so I'm pretty sure that's fine. I just like to be sure that I've not included anything accidentally we don't need. And the commit messages don't matter too much because we're going to be creating a patch anyway. It's pretty much the same diff as we just did, so 8.9.x head. So it's with the same patch. But if I had multiple commits in here, then obviously we'd have more stuff. And then I'm going to make this quick patch that says add new method patch. And there's no issue number obviously yet because we haven't made an issue, so I can't add that right now. Add new method.patch. So it seems fine still. Cool. So the last thing to do is go in and make a new issue. So this is the Drupal core issue queue for anybody who's not familiar with it. These are all the issues for Drupal core itself. So Drupal core is on Drupal.org as a project. So yeah, project/Drupal, project issue/Drupal. These are all the Drupal core issues. It's not a security issue, that's fine. So yeah, let's just start by making a new issue. So new test, new helper method for Drupal browser tests. I'm not sure how live this keyboard is on this microphone, so hopefully it's not too loud for everybody. I'll pick a version, it's going to use 8.9. I can always change it if I need to later on, that's fine. Which component is it going to be? Are these still not alphabetical? No! I was really hoping at some point these would become alphabetical. This would make it so much easier to find where everything was. PHP unit maybe? Anything to do with testing? No. Let's just use PHP unit and I can always change it. I can always change it later on if we need to. Category is a feature request. It's a new thing. To create login user. So let's try and describe in here what we're trying to do. Writing functional to create and to both create and log in, both create a user and then log in as that user. This keyboard isn't as great as I'd like. It seems to miss every 1 in 3 key presses or something. User in order to perform insertion. Such as if a page exists. You see currently in 2 steps. And let's put, where's the code that I did in the first place? It was in confirmation email test, I think. Let's put some examples here of what this looks like. Obviously we don't want that one quite yet. Let's clean up some of the formatting. Make sure we've got the right number of spaces in here. So we've got our account, we're going to log in and then do a get. I could press the 2 steps into 1 line, but this doesn't look as, this isn't as easy to read. It's not as easy to read. So what we could do is something like this, and we put it inside here. I've done that before. Like something like that. That just seems still a little bit odd to me to do it that way. So I think that's just not as easy to read with the original version. It would be good to have a single method that performs both these steps at the same time. Adding a new method Drupal create and login user, which is what we've just done. And then let's take this example, put this in at the end. The nice thing about this is it's not actually adding that much new code, it's just reusing what's already there, what's already existing. So reusing existing code. In there. Which 2 files were they? User creation in creation trait and UI helper trait. I seem too used to using GitHub issues and Markdown right now. make sure we're using code tags. I've not done core patches for quite a while, so there could be some sort of template I need to use, but let's just go with this for now. I can always change it later on if I need to. Let's see. If anybody's curious, I'm sort of webmaster on drupal.org, so I can see extra stuff that maybe you can't see, like these tabs down the bottom. So there's the issue summary. Let's just pop this as a proposal. I think that all looks okay. There's no parent issue, there's nothing related. I'll upload the file once I know what the actual issue number is. So I just save the issue. Okay, so the issue number is the node number, so it's 3130692. Let's have a quick read over the thing again. Make sure I've not made any obvious typos. Fine. So our first example, so you get the nice PHP highlighting, create user, login, etc. Yeah, okay, I think that's all fine. So what I'm going to do next is upload the actual patch. This is being ready for a review. I don't know whether this is actually going to get committed into call. I've made a couple of other issues beforehand, previously, that just still, in an issue queue somewhere that I haven't yet followed up on. But I feel like it would be, it's just something that I've come across whilst doing projects recently that I feel could be useful. Add new method patch. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is upload the patch. As I said, it needs to get added here. I still have a patch name suggestion. I think this is Dreaditor that's still installed in my browser that's doing that. Okay, let's just make things. We want to include the issue number and the comment number. So the comment number is going to be, it's created number 1 automatically, and then this will be number 2. So let's just rename this one to add a new Drupal. Let's make a really verbose, patch name. Add a new Drupal create and login user method. Put in the issue number 3130692-2. So description, issue number, comment number. Okay, I think that's good to upload. So we'll change the status to needs review, and we're going to actually upload the patch because that's important. Let's see, open source 8.8. There's our patch. Upload. We test it against 8.9. So I don't know whether we need to actually include a test that includes this other test method, which I know we've sort of done as part of this process, but I don't know whether there's going to be something else we need to add to call for this as part of the patch, or whether it will be enough knowing that the existing test still pass. We will see. We'll have one of the maintainers will, one of the core maintainers will tell me, I'm sure. Cool. So let's just save that. Helper, it's definitely marked as being needs review. Comment number 2, issue number 2. It's queued up in the issue queue, so this is going to take a little while to run, so I won't wait for the whole thing to run, but I'll come back and check this later on maybe. It's going to run it against PHP 7.1. That's fine. Don't know what I just clicked there. Cool. So I think that's done what I wanted to do this evening. Yeah, as I said, I've got a whole sort of list of things that I'd like to be able to do on those sort of streams. I've not done one for a while. I'd like to do some more of them. If it's just writing blog posts or preparing some talk slides. I've been trying to do some more helpful sort of hints and tips type tweets. Too much alliteration in one sentence there. So as well, yeah, I'll try to do some more of these more regularly. I think it's been quite fun. So I think that's it. Thanks Damien, and thanks Daniel for being around the chat. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll do another tweet, and I'm going to do the next one. I might do one early next week just to do some prep for CMS Philly conference. To update some talk slides before that to make sure there's no deprecated things kicking around in my talk slides. Cool. Yeah, thanks very much everybody for hanging out, and let's see. I'll check up on this again in a couple of hours. Let's see how TestBot does with it, and maybe if it needs any more follow-up work, I'll do that on another stream as well. Cool. Thanks everyone.